Good afternoon, and everyone. Thanks for coming to our Columbus bid for the 2027-31 Final Four press conference. My name is Jesse Gyorzi, Director of Marketing with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. I'll do quick introductions, and then Lynn and Linda, I think, will have an opening statement, and then we can jump into Q&As. Linda Logan, Executive Director, President, and CEO of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Lynn Holzman, Vice President for Women's Basketball at the NCAA. And Mike Gatto, an incredibly long title, GM of Nationwide Arena and COO of Columbus Arena Management.
Actually, just COO of Columbus Arena Management.
All right, there we go. So, Linda, if you want to open up with a couple words.
So happy to be here, on behalf of our local organizing committee, past and present. Ohio State as our host institution and all the colleges around the community. We're very proud to be in this position to be a finalist to host the Women's Final Four.
And thank you. First, just on behalf of the NCAA and the Division I Women's Basketball Committee, just thrilled that we get to engage with Columbus, the community, Ohio State as a host, and discuss the opportunities around the 27 through 31 Women's Final Four. And it has been a tremendous experience. Obviously, when you look at the growth and trajectory of women's sports over the last 10 to 15 years, and specifically the Women's Basketball Championship and our Women's Final Four, we continue to be very, very bullish on what is happening around our championship. And we could not do it without communities and hosts and places like Columbus that have supported this championship in the past. And then as we look forward to the future, we're really excited about what that holds.
Thank you. We'll open it up. Matt McCoy.
In general, where do things stand right now in terms of how soon you find out where Columbus, Linda, where you feel like you are in the bidding process?
So, I'll start with the fact that there were 15 cities, I think, initially bidding. We're now down to 7 finalists vying for the 5 years. There's a series of site visits in all 7 cities. I don't know that Lynn can talk. I think they're probably halfway there. And then there's some final presentations in mid-November with a decision by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'll just add to that, and that's spot on. The decision is made. Our championship sites for NCAA are made by our sport committees. So the decision is made by our Division I Women's Basketball Committee, and those finalist cities after these site visits have an opportunity to engage directly with the committee through the in-person presentations, and then there'll be a decision made later on this fall, early winter.
Linda, thanks for your time. All the success of 2018, what's being added for the future of getting this event again? And what could folks expect that's different or beyond last time?
So we are very proud of the tournament that was here in 2018. When you think about, things that we couldn't control, those 3 amazing games, some great weather, but we all know that we can never rest on our laurels. So as a community and the team that's surrounding us today have really put their arms together to elevate the experience. We've been able to showcase a lot of things that are new. The new Hilton Tower that's opening in 2 weeks. A lot of the renovations here happening at the arena. We know that our community is growing as well. So talking to our city leaders and our corporate and the private and public sector, I think all are very engaged in the process. So we've been excited to show this group in particular on their travels the last 24 hours, some elevation points. There's some stickers that have been all around the city just showcasing what's new since they were here in 2018, and we're really proud of that.
Mike, is there anything you can add on the specific stuff around the arena and things that are going on in the next handful of years?
Sure. Nationwide Arena is a community asset, and so we continue to invest in it. And Columbus does big events great, right? We know how to do big events. We love doing big events. There's a great collaboration between the team here at Nationwide Arena, the NCAA, Ohio State, the Sports Commission. Everybody's involved. Everybody likes throwing a big party here, and that's what we do, and we're excited to do that. The enhancements we're making are going to continue to elevate the experience, not just for fans, but for the student athletes. A lot of those are back of house that you won't see today, but eventually you will, and it's going to just create a better experience for the student athletes. And then in the arena, We have new digital signage. We have a lighting truss that we put in last year that can be part of the pregame show. We're working towards a frictionless entry where we have magnetometers where you don't have to divest. So looking at that entry sequence so we can get fans in. And then something we haven't mentioned that Columbus is doing is DORA, right? Where designated outdoor refreshment area where you can leave one of the bars and restaurants, and we're such a great walkable city, but you can leave one of the bars and restaurants and hang out in Battelle Plaza or one of the areas out there. And so we're excited and would be really excited to host the championships again.
Hi again. Question for you. Can you talk about the partnership between Ohio State and how that really helps the bidding process, having a school like that supporting something like this?
Yeah, so for our championships, for NCAA championships, there's typically a host institution or conference, one of our members that is involved in the execution of the championship. And The Ohio State University, note, I did use the correct title there. The Ohio State University, they have a great track record in supporting NCAA championships and obviously have a very successful athletic program in its own right. So with the leadership of its president, with Gene Smith as its athletic director, they've continued to invest in supporting NCAA championships and also in particular the women's basketball championship as they served as a host in 2018.
Well, I'll add that the fact that their athletic department, is second to none, and the fact that they can do big events very, very well. So we had dozens of their normal athletics director staff that really stepped up into a different role necessarily during the Women's Final Four. So somebody in compliance was all of a sudden working in hospitality. And so just the fact that they were so open to providing not only their resources of personnel, but their expertise, it was great. And I feel like those friendships that were made among all of us working behind the scenes, now we can call them up when we need. We hosted the NCAA volleyball in December, and just being able to get the group back together, again, as Mike said, we're great at hosting big events and just those relationships. And then also with our Division II and III colleges, we're also very involved, and we're all actually very interested in hosting, and one of those 5 years will be one championship that will have Division I, II, and III. So we're hoping that could be Columbus, just because of our track record.
I also had mentioned that the Columbus Blue Jackets are also extremely supportive of this event, and we're able to free up the dates. The team goes on the road, which is a little bit of an inconvenience for them, but they know how important this event is to the city and are supportive of women's sports in general. If you recall, when our OSU women's hockey team was in the finals last year, the Blue Jackets got behind that team significantly, and we honored them at a game. So the Jackets are vested in this event as well.
Can you talk about, might have a better way to put it, momentum for Columbus? Like when you first started doing this and first started getting events, you had hosted this before. You mentioned women's volleyball, other divisions, championships, all the events that were coming here. I feel like, I don't know, this it just makes the city more attractive for this event and other ones.
Absolutely. Just the community pride that I think we all feel when we're able to host a big event like the Women's Final Four. I know we still have a lot of people that will stop us and say, hey, we were there. Our daughter never played sports before, but it ignited some passion in them that we've never seen before. So, when you think about the pillars of why we do what we do, it's of course, there's the image building for the community. It's that quality of life piece of things that I just mentioned that you can't really put a price tag on. And then there's sort of that economic piece of bringing these new people to our city that have never been there before, just the vibrancy that creates. And hopefully they'll come back to visit, and maybe they'll eventually move here. So all the things I think that all of us do promote a destination in so many ways, and so proud of that. So when you talk about momentum, we hosted this in 2018. Experience Columbus hosted the Super Bowl of meetings, ASAE, the American Society of Association Executives. We took a little detour during the pandemic, but we're back in hosting big events again. And I think it just proves, again, the vibrancy of a community when you can host these big events, Byline Columbus, people are watching. I had no idea that your city had a big convention center or you could host these big events. So it's just that word of mouth too goes such a long way.
So one of our goals is to make Columbus a must-play market, for Columbus to be the sports and entertainment capital of the Midwest. And I know that's a BHAG, but I think we're on our way. I talk to our staff all the time about how we differentiate Columbus from other markets. And the two ways we do that is through sales and service, right? So we sell a lot of tickets, and we do that historically. When we compare to our competitive set in other markets for events, entertainment events, sporting events, we typically outsell those markets. And then we provide great service when people come to town here. And that's the way we compete for events.
For the multiple divisions you mentioned within 5 years, is that a pilot program, or is that looking in the future? That's the goal of having it every year in the same city?
Several years ago, for both men's and women's basketball, in partnership among our 3 divisions, there was the goal to have this opportunity and create this fan and student athlete experience. For women's basketball, the first time that there was we call it a joint championship, Division 1, 2, and 3 crowned national champions in Indianapolis. Actually, this upcoming year in 2023, for the second time, the Women's Final Four is in Dallas, and that'll be the second time we're hosting this event. And then, as was cited, during this 5-year period for this bid cycle, 27 through 31, the goal is to have another opportunity. So it is intentionally periodic. It is in partnership, as I said, amongst the 3 divisions to do that. It does, there's some aspect of it for Division 2 and 3 where it is one of the greatest experiences, and this was stated by the student athletes at that time, that those players ever had in their career. I mean, they get to play in an arena such as this. They get to play in front of more fans than probably they may have ever played in their career. They get to experience the branding, the signage, everything that our Division 1 student athletes do at the championship that we provide. So it is a tremendous, tremendous thing, but it's intentionally and strategically a periodic effort for both men's and women's basketball.
Are all the cities that are finalists have been in for multiple division, championship, or is that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we knew that during this 5-year bid process, and the committee was aware that we needed to try to host another joint championship during that time. So all cities throughout the entirety of the process were asked if they had the ability and desire to do that, if you will, and all have responded favorably from the beginning, even those cities who did not move forward. It creates something really unique and special about the event, as I said. But I think that's also a testament to the ongoing growth that we've seen in women's basketball and this championship. And it is another way to bring in some different fans and also to showcase the community that we are hosting our championship in.
If there's nothing else, we can break early and maybe do some one-on-ones with the TV guys. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.